Hey, Steph. Do you like Steph or Stephanie? Hi, Amy. How are you? Good morning. It's Tuesday. It's funny because I have a few Stephs, so I guess it just depends. Okay. Hi, Nancy. Hey, Sarah. I gotta let this dog out of here. I knew that was gonna happen. Come on, Bill. Come on, Bill. Yeah. All right, I'm back. Hi, Maya. Hi, Withiel. Withiel wants to learn about some karma. It's interesting because I had a friend, um, like in a group chat, kind of ask about some karma stuff. Hey, Crystal. And I was like, you know, I'll talk about that with you. And as soon as I said that, Peony's like, I have stuff to say about karma. And so she's been chatting my ear off about karma pretty much nonstop. So I figured we should do a live about it because I don't like, it's not that I don't care about karma, but it's not something that I'm itching like to have a discussion with you guys about. Like, whoa, you won't believe this, but it is what it is. Hi, Mariah. So, exciting things. This is a side note, it has nothing to do with karma, I don't think. Um, I have a bunch of Mariah's jewelry here. Mariah has the most gorgeous jewelry, Crystal Love, and this is from her. You can't have this because this is mine, but I will be wearing pieces that are for sale that you can check out. So, this little pouch with a crystal in it is one of Mariah's beautiful pieces, and it is for sale. And I'll have all this stuff at the schoolhouse if you guys want to ever check it out when you're here. But there's a lot, and I forgot to put on my rings because um, I got busy chatting, so no rings today, which is weird. But yay, jewelry! It's so good, Mariah. It's so good to have some pieces from you in the house and just kind of feel your energy here. So I'm really excited about that. All right. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Brianna. I saw your mama this weekend. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Kaylin. Hey, Sarah. Yes. Um, I will drop her the link. But I have all of that stuff here. Most of her stuff here with me. So I need to create a link. Sarah, send me a message later, and I will make sure to. I'll do a post about all the jewelry at some point this week. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Lucy. Do I know you, Lucy in the sky or Luke in the sky? All right. My coffee's almost gone, so I'm going to switch to water. Okay. Yay. Okay, was there anything else I wanted to tell you before we jump into this? Well, if you have any specific questions about karma, go ahead and pop them in the comments and we'll go through there at some point. Also, look at my fairy earrings. Brandy, are you here? Do you see them? They came. These are the earrings that Facebook says I should have, and Facebook is so on point and correct lately, and I'm just so excited about them. All right, let's get started. I know, Amanda. I completely agree with that. All right, so we're going to talk about karma. All right, and the biggest thing that Peony wants to do is talk about this. She wants to reform our opinions of what karma is. Um, Karma, the karmic cycle, as we have learned about it, right, is basically that, whatever actions you take within a life then formulate a repercussion for your next life. So if you're a really shitty human, maybe you come back as a poop beetle or something like that. I'm simplifying, but that's the general idea. What Peony would like to tell you about karma to kind of assist you in understanding the basic of it is that everything is energy, and no energy disappears. Okay? So you put out an energy, all right? And then it will come back to you. Depending on many different factors, that energy may take a long time to come back to you. But it is, as soon as it leaves you, it's on a journey and it's on its way back. So, whereas before, these karmic cycles would take place over lifetimes and just, endless cycles of this, like going on and on and on and on. We have gotten to a point now where the karmic cycles are basically resetting. So you're probably feeling some of that where things are just kind of coming up out of nowhere and you're having to deal with them. And that is the karmic energy coming up to be recycled. And while there is a lot of talk about your karmic debt and the karmic cycle itself and all of those things, we are now at a time when we can reframe that and make it a lot simpler, okay? And time is moving in a different way now. It's very, very fast, okay? So there isn't necessarily a need for you to do serious work on figuring out what shit you did way back in the day that's now here for you to handle. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is do the work that is in front of you now because it is coming to you. Now, that's not to say that, I talk a lot about how traumas in our past life are pulled through into this life, right? How traumas in our lineage are pulled through into the present. That is a little bit different than what Peony is telling me about this karmic cycle, because this karmic cycle is literally your actions and then the boomerang effect of those actions. And right now, whenever you do something, the boomerang effect is fast. So if you turn around today and do something that is really, really not in alignment with your soul agreements, you're going to probably feel the repercussions of that much faster than you would have, say, 10 years ago or 12 years ago or your previous lifetime. So it's happening fast, and that's why we kind of need to upgrade our thinking about what karma is so that we don't get stuck in the dogma of it. Because every belief system has its own way of describing the same things, right? So in the Hindu religion, karma, which is where we get that word from, pulling it from that culture, karma is a very complicated, detailed process, right? And you can really get lost in those details if you feel like it. In many different religions, we have the concept of heaven and hell, purgatory, on and on and on. We're all describing a similar energy, which is basically the repercussions of your actions in the life that you then have to atone for or live through to make even. And that is what it is. There's no judgment here. It's evening things out. It's creating balance. That's what everything in the universe is conspiring to do, to create balance. We are balancing our masculine energy and our feminine energy within ourselves, right? We're balancing our work and our play, all of these things. When we are balanced inside of ourselves, we feel really good. And that is what energy is trying to do as well. It's just happening a lot faster. We have a question here. What do you do if you feel like what's coming to you is like a whirlwind that you can't slow down to focus on any one thing? Okay, so Sandy, you're describing 2020. So right now, if you are feeling like that, and this is kind of a little bit of a side trip, but if you're feeling like everything's a whirlwind and you don't know what you're supposed to be focusing on, it's okay. Just be in that where you are. You're clearly reaching out and moving into spaces where you're going to get the clarity that you're looking for. So while it's kind of a squirmy feeling and difficult, just be where you're at and take some deep breaths, because information is coming to you, people are coming to you, situations will rise up, and you will be clicked onto your path when it's time for you to be clicked onto your path. I know a lot of you guys that have just recently joined this community are kind of just suddenly opening big to all of the energy and to your own gifts and your intuition. And I remember exactly how that feels and how disorienting and overwhelming it is, and how you feel like you need everything at once to the point where you don't know how to pick one thing, right? So just be in that and understand that it's a feeling that will pass, and you will start to get guidance on what you need to focus on if you can just take some breaths and be right in the moment where you are. Trust that. Why is this doing that? I think Instagram just. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my phone would do that. I'm so sorry, Instagram. Trust that you will be where you need to be when you need to be there. And it's really your brain, right? It's your brain that's like, I need to know what I'm doing at all times. But your heart knows. So things are happening. Kristen says, why are things happening faster? Well, time is linear time. Let's tap into Peony so she can say this better. Okay, linear time is something that was created here on this earth, and it aligns with the 3D model. Okay, 3D is where we are currently. Well, where we were, and where some of us still are firmly planted into. 3D is like solid, solid, solid. It's, an hour is 60 minutes. A minute is 60 seconds. We've created all of these human constructs to make sense of things so that we're not so overwhelmed and so that we can measure. So this is a collective belief system. Linear time is a collective belief system. It does not exist outside of our belief system, but we all believe it so strongly, and we are all little magicians putting all of our magic into believing in linear time, that is what reality is, linear time. Now, what's happening really, really, really fast is that we are shifting our belief systems as we become more in touch with our own intuition and with other energies. We are understanding that that is not how the universe works, it's just how Earth has been working. And so as more of us become aware that linear time is not the golden rule, linear time is losing its hold. And as we are currently shifting from our 3D dimension up into 5D, again, it does not exist there. So I'm sure you've noticed, and I was talking to Brandy about this, about how, I don't even know what day it is anymore. And I actually seriously mean that. Sometimes I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. And that is not how I was before. But it's like a moment will seem like forever, or a whole week will go by in a blink of an eye. I mean, we're in mid-August. How did that happen? I was just in June. Things are just not flowing in a linear space, and that's going to keep happening. And what that means is that when you put your intention somewhere and you start doing your manifesting, it's going to happen really freaking fast. And so that's where this karma model is a little bit outdated and not for where we're going. So, which is why we're talking about it. I have another question here. Are we allowed to help karma, or will that action or energy come back at us? Great question. And Peony's excited about this question. She's making me have in my chest. So here's the thing. You've got to separate your ego from your heart space. That is the most important thing. And that is actually the lesson of all of the karmic cycles, is to remove your ego from your heart space, to separate these things. She's actually kind of saying that without, it's the ego that has created the cycle of karma. And if you can remove your ego from your heart space, then you heal things all at once. So it is ego that is saying, I'm going to help karma and fix this for myself so that I don't have to deal with it anymore. Not necessarily where you want to go at this point. It's more about what would my heart space do, right? Start every day in your heart space. Allow every action to come from your heart space. If you feel like you are doing something because of somebody else's action toward you, that's a good indicator that you're moving from ego and not from a heart space. Heart space will feel like, I understand that this person is doing something that irritates me. I see where they are. I have a boundary that protects my energy from them so that I don't have to necessarily be in it, but I send love at them because I know that they're in a process of healing as well. I can remove myself from being in contact with that energy, but I don't have to manipulate that. Does that make sense? We don't have to manipulate it. These are some crazy questions. Will we come back to linear time ever? I hope not, because it feels like, if think about it in logical terms, right? If we go back into linear time, that means we've dropped back into 3D. So there's something else for us. And Brandy says, I think we root into the natural flow and dance of time instead. And I think that's a beautiful way to put it. And flow is a beautiful word. And think about rooting into flow. It seems a little like a strange thing to say, but I think that makes a lot of sense. We are going to be allowing ourselves to be in flow, just like the rest of the universe is. And that's going to feel a lot different for us. And it's also going to, we're finally going to be a part of instead of separate from. Does that make sense? We'll be a part of the whole and understand that we are a part of the whole instead of feeling so separate. Because our linear time concepts and our being stuck in a 3D construct has separated us from the rest of the universe, from feeling like a part of all of the cosmos, and allowing us to feel fear about them, allowing us to create stories that vilify other energies that we actually do have intrinsic knowledge of because we came from them, but we've created our structures and stories that separate us, and we separated ourselves from ourselves as well. So as we move out of this very rigid space and out of linear time and out of these ideas of like just everything has to be boom, 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 we are then going to be embraced by the natural flow that is all around us, and that is what is actually supporting our universe and our world, and it's going to feel like we're coming home. And that is the feeling that is really coming for us now. And while there is going to be upheaval and chaos in order to get there, when we get there, it's going to be amazing. So try to like feel into that. And what Peony really wanted me to say is like not to worry so much about the karma stuff, because again, think about it in the way that it's been presented, which is very linear, right? It's also kind of fearful, right? Because it's like, oh, I must have done something really bad to deserve what's happening to me right now. Ooh, there's a lot of red flags in that concept of a sentence, right? I'm sorry about my English language. I'm not using it great this week. But there's no such thing as you deserve the pain you're in right now. That's victim mentality. And while it can be pleasurable in a kinky kind of way to drop into victim mentality, you don't need to be there. And as soon as you're not there and step into your own power and personal sovereignty, you can just get up and go do something else. You're not stuck in anything. If you feel stuck, it's because you have decided you are stuck, okay? And, that's like a very big blanket statement of tough love, but at an energetic level, that's what it is. And yes, we all have our traumas, we have our stories, we have all the things, right? But when you let go of them, you just have you. right? You have your amazing soul in this amazing body rocking this planet that's like floating around the universe. So think about that for a moment. Why would you limit yourself, right? So in every moment, you have the ability to tap into the endlessness of your own being, the endlessness of it, infinity. You are incredible. So don't limit yourself to the concepts that we people have created to make sense of life. There's more to it, and there's more information coming. So yes, energy is energy, and what you put out is what comes back to you. Put it out, it comes back to you. Sometimes it takes a long time. Right now, it's not going to take a long time. So put out nice things, don't be a dick, and good things will come back to you. Heal your shit. Do your work. If something feels scary to you, it means you haven't done it yet, so you need to, right? And there's a difference between scary, like I might break my leg, and scary, like this emotionally feels like what I don't want to deal with, right? So get out there, do the life, and live it. Be nice. Don't let people push you around and drain your energy. Believe in yourself. Love yourself enough to protect your energy. Love yourself enough to put up boundaries so that people who are in their work and in their healing but not yet quite there yet don't throw their stuff all over you or suck all your energy out. It is that simple at this time. We all need to do our work. And if we're stuck back here thinking about the millions of things we might have done like eons ago that have led us up to this point, our energy is not here in the moment. So pull your energy into the moment. This is where you're making your magic. This is where you're healing. You're not over there and you're not over there. You're right freaking here. And right here on Earth is everything happening at once that we have been talking about for like millennia, right? This is the time. The things are happening. This is the event. So you're in the event. Let's party, right? Do your work. Don't worry about your karmic cycles, because if you just stay in your heart center and do your work and every day keep moving forward, it will be taken care of. And, as you keep moving forward and putting out good things, healing, learning, all of those good things are going to come back to you. It's really that simple. So as you kind of move through different constrictive thought forms, just remember that, okay? Remember that everything that is created in a system was created by men here on this earth, and not for what's coming. It was to make sense of what was. We're moving into new earth energy, and old earth paradigms don't fit there. So if we feel like we need to drag old earth stuff into new earth energy, you're not going to be able to get there. You're just going to kind of be stuck in a cycle, like that. So release your need to put everything in a box and package it up and give yourself a step-by-step plan on how to fix things, because that's all very linear. Staying in your heart space is what's going to get you to the next step. It is not your job to teach anybody anything. It is not your job to fix other people's karma. It is not your job to heal anybody else. It is your job to heal yourself. And that is what you need to remember. Everybody else needs to do their work. Do we help each other? Mm-hmm. We sure do. But we can only truly help another person if we help ourselves first and we stay in our heart center and our own personal sovereignty. If you are spinning out like a top and you're like, I'll just keep spinning and I'm going to help you also because I can see all the problems you have, that is an old model of doing things, and it's not new earth energy. So focus on this. Focus on this. Don't worry so much about the rest of the world, because as you do your work, you will be led to where you need to help or where you can help and how you can help. And I was just talking to somebody yesterday, an intuition mentorship person yesterday. And, and I think I say this a lot in intuition mentorship because it's so important in this work that we're doing. always ask yourself, why are you doing something, right? Like when I sit down and I'm about to have a session with somebody, if I can remember, I ask myself, what's the point of this session? What do I want to do here? And if my answer is anything besides help this person to empower themselves and move further along their path to healing, then I need to check my ego at the door, right? I'm not doing sessions to impress you with my magical abilities to read your mind or, tap into your spirit guides or any of the other things, right? I'm here to be a catalyst for you, to help illuminate some things, to tell you what's worked for me and what my experiences are. And if you can take something from that along with your journey that helps you, then awesome. Okay. But we have to always check in and make sure that we're being led from heart and desire to truly help, or if we're trying to get validation for our ego and be told that we're magical, right? Now, on the other side of that, we all need to be told that we're magical. So validation is very important, but it's also really important that if you are in that space of needing constant validation, you understand you're not yet in the space of probably working with others to help them in that capacity yet. The validation stage is the beginning stage, and it's really important because it allows you to develop a firm foundation in your intuitive abilities and what you are doing here. We've heard so much already that, I don't know if what I'm seeing is real, or having people tell us that we're crazy, or any of these things. So we need some time to know we're not crazy, and for people to say, yes, you're so fucking magical, you're the best. We need to hear it. I need to hear it. We all need to hear it. So, let us tell each other when we see the magic. Let us give praise freely. And that will allow us to stop seeking it all the time, right? But just know if you're in that space of needing the validation, that is a legitimate place to be, and you don't need to change that. You just need to know this is time for you, right? This is time for you to receive. And then there is a time for you to give. It's really easy to give and not receive, and that is not balanced. So that is the Karma Talk for today. Thank you, Peony. I have to run now because I just remembered I have to teach a Mala method in 30 minutes and have to prepare for that. So Peony says, thank you for being here today. She is full of it this morning. I'm very sassy, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining me from a TED Talk. I love you. Have a wonderful Tuesday. And tomorrow, which is Wednesday, Erin Schrader will be with us if I can figure out how to do this electronically. But I will figure it out. She will be with us, and we'll be talking about all things plants. So think of any of your plant questions. I know some of you guys want to know about like flower essences and stuff like that, and I don't know anything about it. So Erin's going to be there to talk. So I love you so much. Talk to you later. Mwah.